Dahan-dahan.
Another narrow pathway.
Mga maliliit siguro ang tao dati, no? Aray ah!
Gumagapang ba sila dito?
Maliliit ang tao.
Kakalo.
This is used for hanging, but Kelly's gonna try it if it's strong enough to.
This is Kaymakli.
Yeraltı şehri means underground city in Turkish. It's more crowded today than I expected. Some places are narrow, so we might not stop so long. So let me give you some basic information before we go. So underground cities are also unique features of Cappadocia, and I think as a guide it's important to see at least one of the big ones.
Yeah.
There are maybe around 30 of them now.
30.
30, yeah, there are too many. Similar features with the ants' nests.
Ants'
It's not
nest.
like a normal building layers upon each other. But when it's underground, it's like there is the main ventilation duct and the levels goes around it. So it's very similar to ants' nest. They use the first 2 floors as like storage for food and also stable for animals because it's natural protection being inside the cave, especially against the climate. But going further deeper, it's just used for hiding purposes. So in case of emergency, war, raids, so they go underground. Let's have a look at the small croquis here. You see all clay pots. You see the red ones are clay pots. So they use clay pots for storage everything. What they store like dry grains like wheat, barley. So whenever you see holes, you have to imagine clay pots.
Clay pots. Oh, we have to scan everything. So para siyang sa train. May pa-metro. May pa-ticket effect.
Of course, made for museum purposes on the later times, but original entrances were more hidden since they were hiding places.
Yeah.
That's this big room. This floor is mainly storage places, like I tell you.
This is their living room.
Mind your head, guys.
Kasya pala ako.
You see like more tunnels going on all directions, but they are not all accessible at the moment.
Yeah.
Some parts are collapsed. So this was like a temporary burial place. Let's move on. So this one would be the third church you see today, but this is an underground church. So in all underground cities, they also have church or chapels. This is like a smaller one. This is the apsis, and this is the altar stone for making sacrifices for animals. And they had burial places just next to the church here. But it was not like a permanent place, it was like a temporary burial place. It was like sort of like a rock for short time. So when they were underground, if someone dies, they put temporarily here, and then when the danger is over, they go up and bury properly in the graveyard.
Gonna be coming out from the
better one with the next tunnel because
this
it's
one.
much narrow. So again, we have a big space for storage. So looking at the storage places, they can guess like maybe also the space can inhabit maybe like 3,000 to 4,000 people can live here. Yeah, but we don't see also all of it. And by looking at the storage places, they can guess like they were able to stay like at least a month or two. They can survive without any need.
Without going outside.
Yeah. And for lightning, of course, they didn't have electricity or candles, so they were using the linden seed or the flaxseed oil. Linden to make fabric.
Yeah, and then
So the plant of it, they grow wildly and then they crush it on like presses, stone presses.
Yeah.
And especially the seeds have very much oil. Without even oil lamps, like these gaps like this.
they use
So
the
they
oil
just
lamp.
put the oil here, not even a lamp. Like
Yeah.
they just pour the oil
Wow.
and then burn
And then
it.
burn
on
it
that.
and then
Yeah.
it will.
So it's just to lighten
Wow.
the place. This will be our first tunnel. This is the most narrow one.
No,
So watch your heads sometimes, especially
not
you.
gonna fit.
It can be really sharp on the top. I don't want you to hurt yourself. But it's just for 6-7 meters and then it will open up.
Okay.
Mga maliliit siguro ang tao dati, no? Aray ah!
Gumagapang ba sila dito?
Maliliit ang tao.
Kakalo.
Ouch! Ay,
Individual na dahil.
my goodness!
Outdoors to seal the places, and also it's to prevent other people like soldiers with armors or with
To come
They
in.
cannot
That's
just
why
run after
it's
you.
narrow.
Yeah.
That's the
So you can,
explanation.
the local ones, they know the way, so it's also like a labyrinth, place. But I skipped because there is nicer one here, and there is one more at the bottom floor. So
They love
basically-
wine.
Yeah, wine was like a main household drink for a long time. In the Hittites, also in the Byzantine time, it was more also like a ceremony drink as well. So basically, they step on the grapes and get the juice, like in this kind of
Here?
places. Yeah, and normally they also cover with plaster, like limestone plaster. So in order to prevent the rock sucking the juice, so
Okay.
it makes a smoother surface, and they step on it, and the juice comes out of the holes, and then they would keep them in the big amphoras made out of clay again, and they will leave it for fermentation. Since it doesn't matter, like since we are underground after a certain meters, like it's very good isolation, like you feel it's cooler inside, so it doesn't matter it's minus 20 degree outside or plus 40 degree. These inside temperatures will be between 13 to 15 degrees. It's like fixed.
13 to 15
So it
degrees,
makes it
okay.
like ideal for winemaking
Wine.
and fermentation, so you don't need any refrigeration or heating.
To hang
Hanging
something. Clothes. Laundry. Kel. This is used for hanging, but Kelly's gonna try it if it's strong enough to.
The most important characteristic feature of the underground cities are these big stone doors, round stone doors. So like now it's fixed in its place,
Yeah.
cement, but normally they move in a bed. And so there is like an escape tunnel also here. Now it's some parts are collapsed. So people would be escaping from there to inside, and once you are inside, these doors, the characteristic of these doors is it's very easy to roll from inside.
If someone's chasing them.
Even a child can roll it because it moves in a bed when it is not fixed. But when it closes, so there is a gap on this side too. So it will directly sit on here. So that's why also they make the tunnels narrow so they can seal them with these doors. But once it's sealed from inside, then from
outside.
outside you just have a stone wall and there is no leverage point.
They cannot see
only
them.
way is to put a dynamite, but you wouldn't blow yourself up in a tunnel.
Yeah.
And also they didn't have dynamite before. And usually they would have some booby traps too. So once you close
Booby
it,
traps.
yeah, from the upper part they would have a hole, so they can just stick them in, or maybe put some hot oil. So these are like sealing all levels. So they have many of these doors sealing the levels from each other, so it's like you can defend by level by level. So the ones underground, they will have more time. So maybe there were other exits, like some historians think there might be other tunnels, like connecting even underground cities to each other. So there will be like maybe more time to escape for the others.
Another narrow pathway.
With being underground is after a while, like you lose your sense of depthness and also like direction.
Yeah.
I have no idea like how.
Yeah, we were talking
are
about
deep now.
what room are we now?
Yeah, what level are we now, or
Yeah.
how deep we are. But now we will be just 2 more tunnels, like together, and in between we will see the ventilation duct. So it is the main ventilation duct for air, but of course it's not the only one. There are like every maybe 5 meters smaller holes, like we don't notice all the time with our eye. But you will feel the breeze, and while passing through there, I want you to, it's like a small window, I want you to
Come on in.
Dahan-dahan.
Ano daw to?
Ano ba yung ilalagay
This
sa
is the
ulo?
ventilation. Look down and up.
space here. If you look at like near the wall, those gaps are used for amphoras.
For what?
For wine to
Wine as well.
fermentate, so they are in amphoras.
Fermentation.
And they,
So what do they put here?
wine inside the big amphoras, clay pots.
Inside the clay
So
pot.
it's left for fermentation here. So we are now around 35 meters below the ground level. But when you look from the ventilation shaft, actually it goes another like maybe 15 more meters.
Yeah.
But this is the far as we can go. Now on, we start climbing up. During these stairs, you will see rooms on the left and right. They were like living spaces, sleeping spaces. But you have to think like there is not much privacy because it's just a
There's no
temporary
curtain. How old is this old city again?
yeah, I forgot to tell about it. We can't really say something
Yeah.
about who made it because it's not made just by one civilization. And the civilizations coming after, they change, so we don't see the original markings. But historians think it might have started as early as Bronze Age, which is like we're talking about 4,000 years ago.
4,000 years ago.
Yeah, even
And they said it just discovered 1960s.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
underground city.
Like it was the first one discovered, maybe Derinkuyu. One of the guy just wanted to enlarge his place in 1960. Like he crashed a wall,
Yeah.
and he see the tunnel.
He discovered
Yeah,
the tunnel.
and then it became a museum around 67, 68 after excavations. Okay, let's go on.
Yeah, this is the room. Sabi wala daw mga privacy, kaya nga naman walang door, walang curtain.
So they're thinking maybe women and kids are sleeping together
Together.
and men are sleeping
Sleeping together.
separately. Yeah. And another rooms here. More rooms.
Huge kitchen, but it's a common kitchen, so it's used for everyone. And since they were hiding out, they were not cooking every meal. So it's only maybe twice a week they cook. And like we see in the other kitchen, it's broken now, but they had kind of the same tandoori pits for cooking. And they would have well water also, now it's dry. but the water, so they dig until they find the water, so their water is contained inside, so it's safe. If you have like outside water source, then or if they can reach your source, they can poison your water, and you have to go out. That would be like makes it more protected. But at the same time, the well water can be easily contaminated. Like just with a dead rat inside, it can easily have contamination. So for that purpose, they used to use wine. So
Wow.
the drinking water, it's diluted with a little bit of wine. That way the alcohol kills bacteria. And then they prevent the epidemics. They had that knowledge, like like more trial and error. Yes, with the kids, like babies.
Babies?
I mean, when they start drinking, there is no pure water. Everything, even a little
Diluted with
alcohol.
wine.
So they are also, it helps like a bit of for warming up. Once you are always underground, you don't take any sun, so it helps really a hard stone. But it's been used so many years that it has this hollow. This has different purpose. Big copper mine also in the area, and in the Bronze Age, when you mix copper with tin, you get the bronze. So it was very precious material at that time. But of course, the copper doesn't come pure. It was like in dust form, like a gold. So they have to break up the rock first, and then they crush it here, like powder form. And then once you cook it, you get the liquid copper.
Going to a secret place.
Just watch your steps. It can be a little slippery some parts. Just try to hold on.
Hold on to the rocks.
Do you feel the coolness?
Yes, it's like there's an air condition.
Yeah. This is the coolest part. In summers, I love to come here.
Oh, yeah. Just sit here.
So nice. After a while,
Yeah.
cold here.
We'll stay here, shall we?
The fog coming.
So we went further down.
It's never buying places
Stable
again,
daw to.
places for food to take the animals in and out because it's not possible to go all around the tunnels. So we talked about storage places. So they have food, they have water, wine. They have air to breathe. We have seen the ventilation shaft. But what about toilets?
Oh, yes. Where's the toilet?
So historians think like they were also using pottery for toilets. So they use pottery and then they carry it out. And this main ventilation duct, it also works like an elevator, so it can be used like to carry things in and out also. But also the other reason is this area is never been like a big forest area. So there is the wood is limited to burn. And before the coal, like they didn't have much to burn. So they might have also like mixing the human manure with the stable manure and with some straws inside. You can make like bricks and you can dry them. Reused.
Fertilizer. Is this the end here? This is the
Kind
end.
of.
There's
We will
another
go
room
up.
there.
Yeah, we will go up now and then more like going up.
Okay.
On the level. But there's a nice stone door there and the light is nice there too. And the fire make it black. But these tunnels, they worked as a chimney, so the smoke was going through the tunnels. So they were still able to make fire and still breathe inside.
Hugo, those arrows, what does it symbolize? Because they have different colors.
No,
like
red
green,
was
red.
going to deep down, and
This one is
blue is
going to
exit.
exit.
Blue exit. So we're gonna follow the blue now.
I don't know if you are colorblind.
Storage spaces.
It's like a big maze.
Hugo, before they don't have glass like this. What is this for?
I mean, they were broken later on. So
They
they
broke.
the place.
Yeah. What is it?
But some are maybe also like a storage, so they can, or like a shortcut to go deeper or to carry stuff.
Just imagine when they discovered it. I bet that's such a big discovery. Because no one knew that.
I think diniscuss din ni Karen Davila yun eh. Kung paano
Oo.
Usually also like behind the doors you have this kind of gaps.
Yes.
So they had mainly wooden doors, and then like with a wooden
Used as a
slab
lock. As a lock.
you can lock it from inside. That's why they have.
Ano yun sa mga probinsya before? Yung mga lock is ka.
Is it like this?
Kitchen, yeah. This time it's for the wheat, like to crush the wheat and make bread. So this is the real kitchen mortar. One more. But now, like all the hotels.
So this is where we came from. Dito na tayo sa exit.
They're really nice for building stone houses.
So yung mga stones daw, ito yung mga volcanic stones. Pati mga ibang houses and buildings are made of volcanic stones. So that's the old century stones or house. And then dito, modern times na tayo. Welcome to 2022! So nandito kami sa toilet. Pag mag-tutour kayo dito sa ano ba to, Cappadocia, mga toilet dito may bayad. 3 lira each. Oo, always have cash or liras. Per visit, per person, 3 liras.